You're with Clement Manyathela.
702.
All right, so I want us to speak to these two CEOs of SETAs that have been placed under administration by the Higher Education Minister, Buti Manamela. We have SETA and the local government SETA CEOs. Remember, the local government SETA and of course, you've got the services SETA and the Construction and Education and Training Authority SETAs were placed under administration. There is already a legal challenge from two of the affected SETAs CEOs should the minister not withdraw his preferred candidates. The administrators want that, so they want these administrators to be withdrawn by today, otherwise they may go to court. I'll get them to clarify what that is about. But the minister is already under pressure from Parliament and parties like the DA and the EFF to explain why and how he chose the three administrators for the SETAs. Remember, he announced the appointment of Obankwani, Lehlohonolo Masura, and Zukile Mvalo as administrators to tackle what he said were serious and entrenched governance failures, including procurement irregularities and lapses in oversight and board instability. But the EFF and the DA have also raised concerns that the administrators actually have questionable track records. I mean, some of them have previously been mired in controversy, like some controversial governance issues, even allegations of corruption. For instance, Nkwani, one of the administrators, is a former manager at Mfuleni municipality. He was implicated in a forensic report about the mismanagement of over 800 million rand funds. Masocha is a former ANC MEC in Limpopo. He was previously implicated in another forensic report for backdating a 4 million rand communications tender. At the time, he was the CEO of the Musina Makado Special Economic Zone in Limpopo. So if really these people were involved and implicated in such serious allegations, why would the Minister of Higher Education still appoint them to be administrators to go and fix things at SETAs? The minister has announced this morning, well, I heard in news that the Public Service Commission will now do a proper vetting. Are you kidding me? You appoint people and then you go, when there are complaints, you run to Public Service Commission, you say, oh, come and do the vetting. Why didn't you do the vetting first? That's weird. And you would have thought the minister has learned something from his predecessor, who had to be fired by the president because she was acting weirdly. In as far as the appointments of the board chairmans of these SETAs are concerned. So let's start this conversation with Malusi Shezi, who is the CEO of the Construction and Education Training Authority. Mr. Shezi, thank you so much for making time for us. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Manyathela and your listeners.
So first of all, as the Construction and Education Training Authority, why are you concerned about the minister's appointment of this administrator to come in and provide some oversight role?
Thank you, Mr. Manyathela. Maybe to clarify, we are not concerned about the individuals per se, maybe like the political parties have been bashing certain characters. For us, we are concerned about the process followed, in the sense that consultation and communication did not happen. We learned when the decision was gazetted. And at this stage, we were met with a statement from the department that you just read, talking about that the intervention is following serious and entrenched governance failures, 1, procurement irregularities, that's 2, and lapses in oversight, number 3, and board instability. So at this stage, we can only measure ourselves according to what the Skills Development Act says, under what circumstances can you be placed under administration. So we do not have a say. We believe the minister was exercising his rights in terms of the law to decide whom he wants to appoint. But ours is more of a process followed to get there, not about the individuals. Whether they are clean or not clean is not our issue. Our issue is the process that was followed to place us under administration.
Let's touch on that process. So as far as the regulations go, was the minister supposed to consult with you first as a SETA before making this decision and appointing these administrators or placing this SETA under administration? What was he supposed to do exactly beyond just consulting you?
According to what's black and white in the Skills Development Act, Section 14A, first he must write to the SETA concern what are his concerns, and then get a response, and then after that response he must issue either an instruction to say, based on your response you must do X, Y within this timeline. If you fail, then the Section 15 will kick in. Section 15 in its own is very clear that you can place a SETA under administration, one, if there is financial mismanagement of its finances, two, if it's failing to discharge its responsibilities and function in terms of the Skills Act, three, if its board is no longer constituent of the constituent sectors or not representative of the constituent sectors. The other one is extreme, which also still there must be clear reasons. So at this stage we can't state reasons other than what is said in the statement. We're trying to measure ourselves according to this statement, but maybe the ruler that we are using, it's short or it's longer than the one that was used because we can't get to the answer. But we hope that when the response is given to say these are the reasons, that's when we can have proper light as to what are the actual reasons. What we know is the state of our institutions that we can be able to respond to.
But what is the state of the institution? Because the minister's concerns are not necessarily misplaced here. Before he took this decision to place the SETA under administration, wasn't there a forensics investigation that was done that revealed procurement irregularities? Didn't the National Skills Authority review governance issues and confirm that there were indicators of governance failures at your SETA?
Nope. That was done by the previous minister in 2019, where they followed all those processes and they had reports talking to that. At this stage, whether it has been done on our side, we do not have any evidence. We have no reports that confirms this. And I can talk to the one issue, like when we talk about serious and entrenched governance failures. We had a board whose term expired in 31st March, which was appointed by the minister, which had a handover report that was submitted to the minister where it was indicating there were no governance failures. We got a board secretary who is a member of the Chartered Governance Institute of South Africa, the highest body that regulates secretaries who must then advise the board on governance issues. That will mean then that the SETA board secretary had failed their duties and the board had failed their duties too. When it comes to board instability, we didn't have that because the board that was appointed in 2022 finished its term on the 31st March 2025. We can't relate to that. Also, for procurement irregularities, there is no report or investigation this time that has indicated such. So where we are...
Yeah, but what do you say this time, Mr. Shezi? When you say this time, so let's be clear for instance...
I'm referring to the Gazette that was issued on the 19th. That leading...
Okay, and I'm just talking broadly now about... I'm just talking broadly now about the SETA. So, the previous minister, can you confirm, was there a forensic investigation that was done that revealed procurement irregularities previously?
In 2019. And the SETA was then placed under administration in 2020 to 22, resulting in a Buti report which investigated them, which is yet to be implemented because it's seated in the minister.
Okay, so, and then the National Skills Authority, did they review governance issues and what did they find and when was that?
In September 2019 as well, which was the previous board term, not this current one that just elapsed. They did confirm there were failures, which were confirmed by the Buti report that is still seated in the department.
So the National Skills Authority did confirm that there are governance failures at SETAs. Then what was done after that?
In 2019. Remember? Then after that, the SETA came out of administration on the 2nd of February 2022. And then by August, the board was appointed. That board was effective, operational from 1 September 22. And its term ended with all other SETAs board terms on the 31st March 2025. So the board has been in place for 3.5 years after those investigation reports. So there has been an intervention in between.
Okay, so the recommendations were made on how to fix this, and there was an intervention in between. Because there have been claims of people getting accreditations even when they didn't qualify. So bribes being paid, and then tenders being awarded.
All those issues still talk to 2019, the previous administration decision, not the current one we are in now.
Mm-hmm.
So with the current one, we do not have any investigation reports that have confirmed any of the matters that we are seeing on the statement.
There were some of the SETAs that have now threatened to even take the minister to court. Is your SETA one of those? What are you expecting the minister to do today or this week?
I think minister first has to give us the reasons in writing why we're under administration, because the fact is, for now, we only have a statement. We did ask the DG for the reasons. The DG also says it's a minister's decision. And with that, when we are leading an institution and you are told that it got entrenched and serious governance failures, you need to have evidence of such. And the situation creates the Last Supper situation where Jesus just told his disciples that, hey, one of you is going to betray me. And everyone gets shocked and gets sorrowful. Why is it me? Is it me? Until at least Jesus quickly solved and said, the one who's going to dip the bread with me is the one. Then that one did exactly that, and all knew it's not them. At this point, we can measure ourselves against this statement, and we're trying to fit into it. We do not fit because we do not see evidence of all this. So at this stage, it's very difficult to be able to answer on behalf of the minister. It's the minister who must respond and say, these are my reasons why I've put it. Then from there, we do believe that all parties, including the institutions themselves, they can be able to then exercise their rights in law if they feel so. And then that's within the law, because we all live in a democratic South Africa.
I'm trying to be clear though, Mr. Shezi. Yeah, I'm trying to be clear here. Are you threatening to take the minister to court?
We are not threatening per se. We are exercising the rights that are available in law when a decision has been made and you are not satisfied with it.
Okay, so if you're not satisfied with the reasons he gives, you are going to take him to court?
We are likely, if we are not satisfied with the reasons given.
All right. Malusi Shezi, CEO of the Construction and Education Training Authority. Thank you so much for speaking to us. So the issue here, from what I'm able to gather from Mr. Shezi, is that, yes, there have been issues raised in the past, right? There was a forensic investigation that was done that revealed procurement irregularities. National Skills Authority also reviewed governance issues and confirmed that there were indicators of governance failures. But that was back in 2019. And after these were revealed, there was intervention. The SETA was placed under administration for about, 2 years or so. And then there was a new board that was appointed. So those issues were resolved. So the question the CEO is asking now is, on what basis are you placing this specific SETA under administration now? Because it doesn't look like these are the issues that they're dealing with. Now, we did ask the Minister of Higher Education to come join us. They were not available. We asked the spokesperson to come and also explain the Public Service Commission now going to investigate these people who are going to be administrators. They, not investigate, but do background checks on them. And they were not available to come join us. But it's really questionable. Like, it's weird that you appoint people to be administrators of SETAs to go and fix things, only for you to come back and say, oh, actually, let's get the Public Service Commission to do background checks. That's weird.
You're with Clement Manyathela.
7:02. Let's walk the talk.
It's 26 minutes after 10 o'clock. We are trying to figure out what on earth is going on with the decision that the minister has taken to place three SETAs under administration. It looks like he didn't follow the proper procedure that he's supposed to follow before placing these SETAs under administration. But it also seems like, from the conversation I had with the SETA CEO, it also feels like the minister's reasons for placing particularly that SETA under administration are not clearly defined. But concerns of governance failures, those issues have already been resolved back in 2019 when this SETA was placed under administration. I want to bring in now Ineeleng Molete, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the local government sector education and training authority, joining us on the line. Thank you so much for making time for us. Ineeleng, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Manyathela, and good morning to your listeners, and thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Yeah. Let me get your response as well. So from what I'm getting from Mr. Shezi is that, one, the governance failures that the minister indicated in the statement were of concern and informed his decision are not really applicable at their SETA. With the local government SETA, what is your reasoning there? Do you think there's justification for you being placed under administration as stated, the reasons as stated by the minister?
No, not at all, Clement. I think my colleague has touched on procedural matters that are enshrined in Section 14 and Section 15 of the State Reporting Act. In my case, I joined local government SETA and the previous board in 2021, where the organization was performing at 47%. And I can clearly say that in 2025, organization is performing at 90%. And two is that we have an unqualified audit opinion. And three, there is no investigation on maladministration and any evidence that we did not meet the sectoral priorities. The only logical reason that I may think of, which again is not logical, is that the board is not represented. You know that I was in Parliament on the 28th of May, and we were appointed also as interim accounting authorities between the 22nd of May until the 22nd of August in the absence of sitting board. So we are hoping that this process would have been closed of appointing new board members, which was extended by the new minister and closed last Friday. But on Tuesday, we are told that we are under administration without any consultation and without any written reasons that we are still waiting for. So I want to assure you that everything that Mr. Shezi raised on procedural issues, I agree with him. I just want to highlight that it is not the SETA that has written to the minister or wants to litigate the minister. It is the SETA CEOs, because currently we are not accounting authorities, therefore we can't represent the SETA. So we are doing this at our personal cost. At our personal cost, because CEOs. Our careers are online.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. Ineeleng Molete, thank you so much. That's the Chief Executive Officer of the local government SETA. So the clarity he's giving there is that it's not necessarily the SETAs that are taking the minister to court, but it's the CEOs of those SETAs, because now they are placed under administration, so they don't really have authority to represent those SETAs because they're now administrators at hand. But it's so weird. I mean, if he says that the local government SETA got a clean audit and reached over 90% of its target, then why is the minister then going after them? And the minister is not coming to do interviews to explain this. The spokesperson is not coming to do interviews to explain this. In fact, the reasoning the spokesperson gave us was that there's no more information that she can give. Even though we were clear that we want to try and understand what on earth is going on. What are the reasons for placing these guys? What evidence does the minister have? But also, the administrators with questionable backgrounds. Why was there no proper background check and vetting done on them? Why are you only coming now to burden the Public Service Commission with the responsibility to vet these people when you should have done that in the beginning to start with?